Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving right into a super fun story called The Greedy Doggy, A Lesson in Sharing. It's all about a very, very hungry puppy.
Now you might be wondering, do you know what happens when we forget to share? I mean, have you ever had a really yummy treat, maybe a super fun toy, and you just kind of wanted to keep the whole thing to yourself? Hey, it happens to the best of us, right? Well, today, we're going to see exactly what happens when our furry little friend decides he doesn't want to share. Let's see how his day goes.
Chapter 1, The Hungry Doggy's Walk. So, our story kicks off in a really peaceful little village, and our main character, this cute little doggy, has a seriously rumbling tummy. He's walking all over the village, up and down, looking for a delicious treat.
Sniff, sniff, sniff. Actually, hey, can you use your nose and do that with me? Come on, let's do it. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Our hungry doggy is searching all over the ground, sniffing through the grassy mountains, just hoping his nose is going to lead him to a really tasty snack.
And you know, while he's sniffing around, he gets to see some pretty amazing things on his big adventure. First, he walks right past this bright blue river. Then he trots through a green meadow. He even passes by all these bright, colorful flowers. And up in the sky, he hears little singing birdies going chirp, chirp, and tweet, tweet. It was honestly just a beautiful day for a walk.
Chapter 2, Finding the Big Bone. Okay, so all that sniffing through the meadow finally pays off, and I mean in a really big way.
When he finally spots his prize, he literally thinks, big bone, yummy bone to chew. He was absolutely thrilled. Just imagine the biggest, juiciest bone you have ever seen, because that's exactly what our doggy found. What a happy sight.
But here's the thing. Will he keep that yummy bone all for himself? That's a huge choice we all have to make sometimes, isn't it? Like when we find something amazing, do we keep it a secret or do we share it with our friends? Let's follow him and find out what he decides to do.
Chapter 3, The Bridge and the River. So our doggy is taking his bone on a little journey. He's got his yummy prize right there in his mouth, looking so proud of himself as he walks along.
Clip, clap, step by step. Try patting your knees and making that sound with me. Clip, clap, clip, clap. That's the sound of his little paws crossing the wooden bridge, just marching along over the water.
And as he's marching over that wooden bridge, he looks around. Down below, the sparkly river is splashing so softly. There are little fishies swimming happily in the water, birdies floating up in the sky, slow-moving clouds, and beautiful butterflies just flying right by. It's totally perfect and peaceful. But wait, the silly doggy stopped and looked down. What did he see? Well, all that peace and quiet is about to go right out the window. Something down in the shiny river stream caught his eye. Let's see what it is. Chapter 4, A Very Big Mistake. Now this is the really interesting part, because our doggy totally gets tricked here. He looks down into the shiny water, and he thinks he sees a whole other doggy. And wow, that other doggy has a bone that looks huge.
But was it actually another doggy? Nope, it was a reflection. A reflection is basically just seeing yourself in shiny water, kind of like when you look in a mirror. So there was no other dog down there in the water. It was literally just our silly little doggy looking at himself. But, well, he didn't know that.
And because he didn't realize it was his reflection, he started feeling something else. Greedy. Now, being greedy means wanting more than you need, instead of just being happy with what you already have. The greedy doggy wanted the other bone too. He already had this wonderful, juicy bone, but he wanted two of them.
So, I've got to ask you guys a huge question. Should he bark at the other doggy? Think about it. If he opens his mouth to bark, what is going to happen to the bone he's already holding? You can shout it out. Should he bark? No! No way! He definitely shouldn't.
But oh no, he does it anyway. Woof woof! Snap! Splash! The doggy barked right out loud. Snap went his jaw, and he dropped his very own bone. Splash! It fell right into the deep river, sinking all the way down to the bottom. It was totally gone.
And to make things even worse, he didn't just lose his bone. The silly doggy tumbled right into the stream. He splashed all around in the water until he finally climbed out, absolutely soaking wet, right onto the muddy ground. Let's just put this into perspective really quick. A minute ago, he found this big yummy bone and was so happy. Then, 30 seconds ago, he saw his reflection and got super greedy.
Just 10 seconds ago, he barked loud and lost his beautiful bone. And right now, well, he's just a sad, wet, and very hungry little doggy. It was right then that he realized the truth. It was just his own reflection the whole time. And now he had absolutely no bone to eat.
Chapter 5. Learning to Share. The sad little doggy learned the hard way that greed definitely does not make us happy. So he decided to make a big change in how he acts.
Just look at the difference here. When he was acting like a greedy doggy, he ended up sad, wet, muddy, and hungry. But when he chooses to be a sharing doggy, he's happy, he's playing by the river, and he has a giant smile on his face. He gets to run through the meadow going bow wow, with a wagging tail, feeling so free.
So if you want to know the secret to being a happy doggy, and honestly a happy person too, here it is. Share your food. Don't be greedy. Show kindness every single day. And smile and play with your friends. Seriously, sharing just makes us as happy as can be.
Let's say our special rule together. You ready? Nice and loud. Share, share, don't be greedy. Kindness is the way. Share, share, don't be greedy. Smile and play all day. That is absolutely the perfect rule to remember whenever you have something special. So I want to leave you with a really important question to think about. Next time you have something super yummy or really fun, who are you going to share it with? Will it be your brother? Maybe your sister? Or a good friend? Just remember, keep your tail wagging by keeping kindness in your heart. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer today, and I absolutely can't wait to share another fun story with you next time. Keep sharing and keep smiling.